Okay, we're back. And this is our phase 1. How to become a thin eater. The weight down approach. What does God have to do this anyway? With God's help, you can learn to stop in the middle of a meal and have no desire to eat the second half if your stomach is satisfied. God did not put chocolate or lasagna or real blue cheese dressing on earth to torture us, but rather for our enjoyment. However, He wants us to learn how to rise above the magnetic pull of the refrigerator so that food does not consume our lives. The problem and the solution. We have been created with 2 empty, needing to be fed holes in our body. One is the stomach, and the other is the heart. The stomach is a literal hole in our body which is to be fed with the proper amount of food. As for the heart, I am speaking figuratively of our deep down feelings. Did you hear that? Feelings. Okay. To satisfy these deep down feelings, needs or desires of the heart, we may often turn to food and overload our stomach with more than it needs. Trying to feed a hurting, needy heart with food or anything on this earth, alcohol, tobacco, antidepressants, sexual lusts, money, the praise of other people, etc., is a common error. The person who attempts to feed a longing heart with food will stay on the path to overweight. Those who pursue an overindulgence of alcohol or tobacco or power will also reap the consequences of those pursuits. There is nothing inherently evil about food, alcohol, tobacco, money, credit cards, etc. However, it is wrong to become a slave to any of these things or to let them master you. The solution for overweight. As you can see from the diagram, which, let me see, it's right here. I'll probably scan it and try to edit it into the video, but we'll see how that works if I learn how to do it. It just shows a little person with a stomach, and it says food going into the stomach, correct. And then food going into the heart, wrong. It says, the solution for overweight. As you can see from the diagram, we have been trying to feed our hurting, longing hearts with physical food. We have also learned to love food. Therefore, the solution is as follows. Number 1. Relearn how to feed the stomach only when it's truly hungry. 2. Relearn how to feed or nourish the longing human soul with a relationship with God. 3. Relearn how to recognize the different hunger urges and not confuse them. And there's another little figure that shows relationship with God going into the heart, and then acceptance from God going into the heart, which is correct. And it has a little note, and it says, our heart and needs are fed by looking for and finding that God is our financer, comforter, mechanic, lawyer, physician, counselor, friend, husband, defender, trusting leader, and father. Okay. Am I a failure? Your major concerns will be, how can this work for me? Because, number 1, I feel a distance between God and me because I thought He made me overweight and for years has not answered my prayers to take this weight off me. 2. I've tried every diet 5 times, every diet pill and exercise, and failed miserably. So, how can this work? What we are really asking is, am I a failure, or is God angry at me and sabotaging me? Well, you are not a failure. It is not genetic, and God is not sabotaging you. He does hope that your slavery to diets and overweight will make you call out to Him. He is in love with you, and He wants you to depend on Him for deliverance so you can see how mighty He is and how important you are to Him. Why have diets not worked so far? The reason is that you, like me and the rest of the world, have tried using man-made rules, diets, instead of God's rules. God has never asked anyone to eat food off a list, to count fat exchanges, or to take an appetite suppressant. You have just been applying the wrong medicine to this condition. You were using your willpower and man's rules. God is too smart to let a local weight loss group or fat gram counting be your savior, and thereby get all the credit. Man-made rules will not work. Now, welcome to the Weight Down Workshop, a place that teaches you God's rules for eating and shows you the futility of man-made rules. Welcome. Whoops, sorry. Oh yes, I was not wrong. It repeats it. Welcome to the Weight Down Workshop, a place that shows you how to use God's strength rather than your willpower. Welcome to the Weight Down Workshop, a place where thousands of people are now thin after years of trying. In summary, you are not a failure. You have been using man's rules and your willpower, and now you are going to use God's plan for eating and His strength. There is hope, and God will get the credit. And should we go one more section? Let's put it in a separate one. Okay, next section will be diets will never work.